Hello, everyone. My name is Jesus Cisneros Lemos, and I'll be covering the NAE Grand Challenge of improving the urban infrastructure. Today, I'll be going over a strategic framework for urban infrastructure asset management, managing the city before it fails. First, why does urban infrastructure management matter? So, first of all, the data. The assets constantly deteriorate over time. Resources, maintain reliable public services. The risk of it, safety and performance matters to everyone. And then budgeting. Funding priorities is a major limitation. Purpose of the study: develop a flexible asset management framework. So, first of all, you have to connect assets with city policies, service goals, risk, and budgets. The data, then decisions, budget and priorities fall under decisions, and then the outcomes. So, what are the 10 stages of the infrastructure asset management? So, first of all, you have the preliminary reports. Those cover the reports of the city to the infrastructure asset management department. You have to establish a department that will cover all the priorities in order to have proper management over that area. 3, requirements and research. 4, policies and level of service. 5, you have to have the data collection. 6, the life cycle analysis of a certain structure. Risk analysis: does it prioritize something over another thing? So let's say one bridge prioritizes the other bridge because it carries more, it travels more. Decisions. Then the business plan of how you will be executing the mission. And lastly, the report card. How does it work? So first, the asset data, then the life cycle risk. From there, you go to the expected performance, and then you got to compare the alternatives of the matter. And lastly, you have to go over to the budget decisions. So once again, what outweighs what? The goal of this is to maximize infrastructure while staying within the resources of the city. So this goes over a hypothetical Saudi Arabian case, which was graded a 2.69 overall. In this case, it's a D+. So they evaluated water, wastewater, roads, bridges, and many other things. So for the water, it was classified as a B, which is good. That's a 4 out of 5. Then the wastewater was a D, a 2 out of 5. Roads was a C, 3 out of 5. The bridges were a B. Not only that, this area covers the current cost to maintain it, if you downgrade it, and then the upgrading cost. So if you downgrade it, it sounds nice, but then the safety of those matters. Whereas upgrading, you don't know if you have the budgeting and the allowance for that. Why results matter? For engineering, risk analysis, life evaluation, and optimizing and maintenance. For city management, you got to include the long-term planning, the periodic assessment, and then the budget allocation. Lastly, for the society, which is one of the most important things, quality of life of the people living there, services, and then you got the public safety of people. A repeatable process for restoration. For measurement, you got the condition and the performance of the infrastructure. You got to prioritize the risk and then the cost with the service. Then you have to allocate the proper funds for what matters the most, which goes back to the chart. Either priority 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If it's too severe, you got to focus on that one. Then you have to reassess the whole matter for the results and update priorities. Engineering data to practical city decisions. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. If you have any questions, do not bother reaching out to me. Once again, thank you so much.